Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Independent Outsider. Today is April 1st. So none of this is a joke, by the way. Uh, I don't do that. This is actually my 12th year anniversary of being a union rep. I actually started on April 1st. I always thought that was appropriate. But I want to talk to you about a couple of things. And I want to urge you to be careful as customers of the Postal Service, because I'm sure most of you get mail, if not all of you. So today, like any other day for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I got a couple of floor talks, and I'm not going to read them word by word, but one is a mandatory stand-up talk from March 30th, 2020, in regards to employee privacy. And basically, all that is saying is that the United States Postal Service cannot divulge an employee's name that contracts the novel coronavirus, or COVID-19, as people are saying. And it pretty much goes through the whole thing, and it tells people who may have that knowledge that they cannot tell anyone who asks and who to send them to, and that kind of thing. Uh, what I will say, without divulging any personal information or violating HIPAA or violating this order, to my knowledge, we have 4 cases of coronavirus in our office, or people who work there who are currently quarantined. So that is what I know to the best of my knowledge. The second one is it's called Federal Employee Rights, Paid Sick Leave and Expanded and Medical Leave under the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. So basically, it talks about qualifying reasons, or reasons you can take administrative leave, which you don't use any of your time, for COVID-19. So you get 100% of your pay for these following reasons. Federal, subject to a federal, state, or local quarantine or isolation order related to the virus. Number 2, has been advised by a healthcare provider to self-quarantine related to the virus. Or number 3, is experiencing COVID-19 and is seeking a medical diagnosis. So those 3 are reasons that they give to get 100% of your pay for 14 days. So for these reasons, and that's 100% for qualifying reasons, up to $511 daily and $5,110 total. And this the second one is 2/3 for these reasons, up to $200 daily and $2,000 total. So for these reasons, caring for an individual subject to an order described in 1. So taking care of somebody who is subject to a quarantine. Next one, caring for his or her child whose school or place of care is closed for childcare, or childcare provider is unavailable due to COVID-related reasons. And the last one, experiencing any other substantially similar condition specified by the United States Department of Health and Human Services. So basically, what these floor talks are telling me is this isn't over, and it probably won't be over for a little while. Um, the next thing I want to show you, remember this? So this was that congressional letter that I did a pretty extensive review on, and I went through the whole thing. And guess what? None of these things in my mail plant has changed. None of them. Not one thing. I don't think they've had a floor talk in a while, so uh, that that changed, but only because they haven't had a floor talk. So if you look at the top, we ask that you provide a written response to the concerns raised in this letter and to the questions listed below by no later than March 30th. So Cory Booker, Robert Menendez, Tom Malinowski, Bonnie Watson Coleman, Donald Payne, Josh Gottenheimer. What answer did you get? Are you going to follow up? I didn't think so. It's a harsh reality. Government isn't going to help, and as a matter of fact, they're probably going to help their business partners make a lot of money off of this thing, whether it be through medical surveillance, through safety equipment like the masks, or even through the smaller items like the sanitizer, or through bailouts like the bailout that Boeing is going to get. But what I will tell you, and especially given the fact that I have to tell you that another harsh reality is HIPAA is very important, and it does protect people and protect their privacy. However, it doesn't protect the customers who may be receiving mail from a letter carrier who has been complaining they are sick and may or may not have COVID, but is pressured to stay on the route because they have not gotten a doctor's note, because they can't get a doctor's appointment, and or the doctor does not feel at that time it's serious enough, etc., etc. So my fear, yes, I'm afraid that I might get it. I'm afraid that my wife might get it. She, her health is not the best in the world. But my ultimate fear also for my general area is if a truck driver gets it, if a letter carrier gets it, someone who is mobile in this service and or others, FedEx, UPS, Amazon, Instacart, DoorDash, any of those things, this virus could spread, probably will spread, and spread to the very customers that are trying to survive by using these services. So what I'm going to tell you is just be careful. If you have to spray down your mail, do it. Disinfect your mail if you have to. Use gloves if you have to. Wash your hands after handling the mail, etc., etc., etc. It's nothing against my postal brothers and sisters. And by the way, a week ago today, and I mentioned it on my stream prior, or on one of my recordings prior. Hakan Kim, who was a letter carrier in the Bronx, passed away from COVID a week ago today. So, and he was a 23-year veteran of the United States Postal Service. He didn't deserve that, and his customers didn't deserve to potentially be put at risk. So I'm just saying, please be careful. Please. It may be your letter carrier. It may be a truck driver handling the mail. It may be a mail handler handling the mail. It may be a clerk handling the mail. It may be a supervisor who coughs on the mail or whatever. Uh, it's not just coughing. It's not just this distancing. If you cough and those droplets get on the mail, that could be an issue. So please be careful. I have taken my job pretty seriously for 22 years, and I have done nothing but try to take care of the customers, and it pains me to have to say these kinds of things now. Just please take care and be careful. No, that's all I have right now. Uh, I hope everybody's staying safe, and I will talk to everybody very, very soon. Take care, and thanks for watching. Independent Outsider out.